Right now on WHS11 News at 5, bullet holes in the walls of neighboring apartments tonight. We are back at Valley Station apartment complex where 3 teenagers were shot. One of them is dead. Next, why one woman who just moved in keeps her bags packed. Plus, a mother whose baby was in the backseat of her stolen car tells us about the scary experience as LMPD releases new video showing how they tracked the car thief down. And then, only on WHS 11 News, our in-depth report at 5:30, why a medication meant to help drug addicts is more restricted in Kentucky than some opioids themselves.
Our crime, as far as juveniles, is going down. It is not going down at the same pace as overall violent crime.
Violent crime in Louisville going down, but as you just heard, LMPD Chief Paul Humphrey say we are seeing a delayed spike in crime involving young people. Well, last night, 3 teenagers, 2 17-year-olds and an 18-year-old shot at each other in Valley Station. Hello, everybody. I'm Connie Leonard.
And I'm Doug Proffitt. One 17-year-old died. The 18-year-old who was also shot last night is tonight charged with murder in this case. It happened to the Valley Farms apartment complex in Valley Station. Our Ian Hardwitt and senior photojournalist Alyssa Newton are back talking to neighbors who are discovering more bullet holes one day later.
So I'm not unpacking anymore.
She just moved in. Now she's on the way out after finding bullet holes in her apartment. We're keeping her anonymous, but she called Louisville Metro Police back to the Valley Farms apartment complex to see what we saw. The woman who lives here believed the bullet came in through the wall behind the freezer, then went over here, hit the refrigerator door, shattered the handle before ricocheting off to the far wall by the kitchen bar. The bullets, the visible damage from a triple shooting between 3 teenagers. One 17-year-old died in the hospital and an 18-year-old, also shot, was charged for the murder. LMPD said nobody else was involved.
It just brings about the craziness of gun control. Waiting too long.
LMPD crime data shows both shootings and homicides dropped 31% from this time last year. But Chief Paul Humphrey says
Our crime, as far as juveniles, is going down. It is not going down at the same pace as overall violent crime.
Eric Russ, executive director of the Kentucky Psychological Association, says young people involved in violence usually feel
lonely, angry, disconnected. I think it's a really hard time right now to be a kid.
He finds that kids who experience violence later act it out.
We need to be paying attention to kids who are getting in fights, who are acting out in other ways. Those are the people that we need to be targeting for help early on.
So he says it's best to educate them on how to open up about their emotions. In Louisville, Ian Hardwitt, WHAS 11 on your side.
And the teen-on-teen violence is also impacting the mental health of young people in Louisville. On scene last night, a teen and his mother who said it's not a matter of if it happens in your neighborhood, but when. And
they wanted to remain anonymous because they live in the complex where the shooting happened. We also asked the teen, what can we do as adults to help?
I feel like adults in the last generation really support this generation a lot. It's just, we don't really listen. Some of us don't really listen at all, so we make our own decisions, making them stupid decisions, and causing trouble like that, which is very severe to other people's families, and it's just not right. I really worry about our generation.
Witnessing violence increases a teen's risk of mental health problems like depression or anxiety. For resources surrounding trauma, you can head to louisvilleky.gov.
We have an update to a story we told you about right here. It was happening last night. A man accused of carjacking a work truck at 4th and Main Streets right in downtown Louisville, and then leading police on a chase through parts of downtown and into West Louisville is tonight behind bars on a bond of $100,000. LMPD says 26-year-old Brian Tyson was armed when he carjacked a man's truck at 4th and Main Streets. Police pursued him through several West Louisville streets before Tyson abandoned the truck in an alleyway. He was caught by police not long afterwards. Tyson is due back in court again next Thursday.
Police cameras and surveillance video caught a man taking off with a stolen car, and in the back seat, a 9-month-old baby. Police say last Wednesday, 34-year-old Brandon Connolly stole an SUV parked near South Brook Street and Broadway. Police say he then drove to Jewish Hospital to drop off the baby. That was before police arrested him. WHAS11's Alexander Goldberg and photojournalist Connie Offit have the mother's reaction.
It was terrifying. It was like I was staring death in the face or something.
Guys, he stopped right here. Just take it.
An LMPD helicopter flying over South 27th Street and Muhammad Ali Boulevard, chasing down a gold Chevy Trailblazer, allegedly stolen by Brandon Conley, who drove off with a 9-month-old in the back seat.
Driver's out.
Louisville Metro Police seen here arresting the 34-year-old. Surveillance video shows exactly how Conley got in the driver's seat, opening the front door of the unlocked car on South Brook Street and Broadway near downtown. In this replay, another angle of the suspect only taking a beat before he takes off.
I was praying. I was down on my knees praying. I was screaming. Like, all I can remember is screaming.
This is the mother of the 9-month-old and the owner of the car. She wants to remain unnamed.
I can't even give you words of how. Speechless. That's all I can say is speechless.
Now, Conley is facing charges of kidnapping and car theft. In Louisville, Alexander Goldberg, WHAS11, on your side.
And that mother's message is parents slow down. She says, don't make the same mistake we made. As for Brandon Connolly, he's scheduled to appear in court Friday.
A major interstate project that's expected to last 2 years is now officially underway in downtown Louisville, specifically affecting drivers who travel right underneath I-65. Here's a live look at I-65 right now in the downtown area. Heading towards Spaghetti Junction, a handful of side streets through Old Louisville are closed for the first phase of construction tonight. The closures include sections of South Brook Street and Kentucky Street, along with Hill Street and Burnett Avenue down to Old Louisville. These streets will not be reopening until spring of 2027 as Kentucky transportation crews repair several overpasses along I-65 from downtown to around the U of L campus, eventually stretching down to the Watterson Expressway. The construction could mean some big adjustments for drivers and area businesses, so don't forget to give yourself some extra time when you're getting around this part of town. At least getting around now is pleasant because of the great weather outside. You can see so well those beautiful blue skies. We're getting a little taste of fall, then we get a little taste of summer, then here comes fall. So what is it, Mallory?
It's that time of year when we're going to have some ups and downs in our temperatures, rainy days, sunny days, no snowy days just yet, Doug, but that's to come later on this season. But right now, nice temperatures in the mid-80s at the Louisville International Airport and Bowman Field. Dew points are slightly lower today than they were yesterday when we had scattered showers and storms around. So overall, a pretty, quote, typical early September day with those temperatures near climate normals. Max HD radar, all is dry. I know you're seeing maybe a little bit of that green noise here. That's just picking up on the clouds that have bubbled up today. But big picture view showing any kind of scattered shower or storm activity today has stayed primarily down to our south, closer to Bowling Green, over to Adair County. You all have gotten clipped by a couple of these isolated storms today, and more so now east of the I-75 corridor here. Your hour-by-hour futurecast for the rest of the evening should be fairly nice. Temperatures in the 80s, dropping down to the 70s after about 7 or 8 o'clock. Most of us stay dry until after midnight, more so after 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. That is when our front will be moving in from the northwest, bringing widespread showers, a few thunderstorms as well. Some of this rain could be heavy at times, and this very well could impact, of course, your Thursday morning commute. So that bus stop forecast for tomorrow morning, we are expecting morning showers, a few thunderstorms, especially before 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. By the afternoon, drier, clouds gradually decreasing and cooler, of course, behind that front, with highs just topping out in the lower 70s. Now we are tracking another front Friday night into Saturday morning. I'll let you know how that could affect our football forecast. That's coming up in just a bit.
All right, looking forward to it. Thanks, Mallory. Jeffersonville Police just signed a new deal with the city. Mayor Mike Moore agreed to the new contract last night, immediately putting it into effect. The deal, which runs through December of next year, includes a 2% raise for officers in 2026 and a higher match in their retirement plan, while keeping the current 5 days on, 4 days off rotation. The deal comes days after longtime police chief Kenny Cavanaugh stepped down, citing fiscal hardships within the department after new state laws caused budget cuts.
The state of Indiana is harping on Senate Bill 1, The city of Jeffersonville seems to be in a lot of struggles of which direction we're going to go and where the goalpost exactly is.
And Senate Bill 1 is the new Indiana law that changes how taxes are collected by municipalities, taxes that fund essential services like the police department.
The fourth largest jackpot in Powerball history could be yours for the taking. Tonight's drawing, get this, is set for $1.4 billion. That's right, $1 billion with a B. After taxes, that's a take-home pay of $634 million. The last time someone won was in May when a person from California had the winning ticket. Over the last 4 months, the pot has grown, as you can tell, with no one hitting those magic numbers. The odds of winning are 1 in 292 million dollars, 1 in 292 million. Those are the odds. Now, we asked some Powerball players how they are choosing their lucky numbers.
615 in there because that's my girl. You know, that's one of her favorite numbers. And usually she's pretty lucky, so that's how I really determine it. Now, if I don't win, I won't be disappointed because God's been pretty good to me anyway, but I am going to take the opportunity and chance to try to win.
Would you be able to do that?
Why not? Take the chance. Well, if you think you can be the lucky 1 in 200 million, you do have before 11 o'clock tonight to make your picks. Kentucky lawmaker Thomas Massie now leading the charge at the U.S. Capitol in the Epstein case, where abuse survivors are demanding the release of the full Epstein files. That's coming right up.
Plus, our in-depth report at 5:30. Why a medication that's meant to help drug addiction is heavily regulated here in Kentucky.
And here is a check of those Kentucky Lottery jackpots. Mega Millions, $336 million, and once again, Powerball up to $1.4 billion with a B.
The Kentucky Lottery, funding education for over 1 million Kentucky students.